Okay, last time we left off with this one, which has pretty okay bangs, not very great main hair, and no ponytail at all. So maybe to complete the picture a little bit, we should add a ponytail. I'm planning to have the ponytail from a different growth mesh instead of the main hair, and also its own hair system. The reason being really is it's almost impossible to have the hair grow, be tangled up here and continue like this. It's gonna be super hard to handle and you're gonna have most likely weird intersections going on here. So the easiest part is just to make it a separate hair system. And we have this disc already, which we used as a guide where the ponytail will start from. We can just use this one as our growth mesh. So we take this one and let's just rename it ponytail. Where's the underscore? Ponytail growth mesh. Let's isolate it quickly and let's delete. Let's delete everything but the front faces. Gonna make sure if we have the faces pointing around the right direction, which we can check here in face orientation and actually go in the wrong direction. So we select them all and with Shift N we flip the normals. So this way the hair is growing actually out the right direction. Okay, so we got this one. If we look at that, where do we have it? Let me enable outline selected. Because here's gonna be a hair tie, so somewhere like this. So maybe the ponytail should grow from somewhere around here. So let's grab the mesh and bring it. Where is my local axis? To local, grab set. It's not set. Let's do it in edit mode and go along the normals with Alt S. And let's bring it somewhere here. Okay. So now we got this here. And the first step would be again to prepare the mesh. Just for consistency reasons, I'm gonna give it the same UV name, so it's gonna be Groom UV as in the main head. Let's make this also our active one. And we don't need a density mask on this one because it is everything which needs to grow from. We have it here. Yeah, let's open the reference editor. Image editor and open our reference. She got quite a dense ponytail. She actually got really a lot of hair. So with Shift A, we do curve and into hair, and the game with setting guide curve starts again. So we go in sculpt mode, add, I have it in my shortcut, and we do add, we add a hair, invert UV map. Okie doke, so we got rid something here, which is good that we went into that. We need to check our UVs. So much to the mesh preparation, which I completely skipped. Unwrap, let's make it a bit smaller. So now we got a working UV map. And we should be able to set guide curves now. This one here. Okay, let's go back in sculpt mode, not on this one. The curves, sculpt mode, add, and now we can do it. So go back to comp mode, and it's probably pointing up a little bit here. and then coming down. So bring it up here a little bit, bring all this down. Guess we need to get longer on this one. How long should we go? Down to the neck. Let's say somewhere here. And again, comb everything. To go a bit up at the beginning. And she has quite some nice waves going on, which would be great to be able to replicate those. Let's give it a bit of like waviness to it. And make sure it looks nice from all angles. And again, the top one here is on the outer layer. As you can see, what comes out from the top one, it kind of stays on the outer side there. So what comes from the lower part of the growth mesh in this case, it stays like on the inner side. So we want to respect this layering. So that's why I think we need to go a bit further up here. And we already came out quite fast, so it's good. Maybe can be even a bit longer. And a bit more waviness to it. Especially towards the ends. Okay. I think this one is fine for now. Again, let's deselect everything with Alt A, and we can add another one. Let's add on the lower part. And here the interpolation really would mess everything up, but we can see it would intersect a lot with each other. But we talked about this a lot before. The amount of guide curves is fairly crucial. So we bring this one quite a bit in, and this one drops in quite quickly. And bring it here. Maybe change the flow of the curl a bit. Oops, might be too long now, this one. Let's reduce it a bit. Okay. Now bring it here to the other side. This might become a bit too much here. Let's make it like an opposite direction here to give a bit more interest, hopefully. That then joins the same direction as the other one. Okay. Copy right. Control A, Alt A, deset everything, and then we add another one. Let's do all the outer ones first, so then we can fill the inside after. Hope it should be easier. So this one seems to come out quite far to the sides, so let's bring it out quite a bit. And then it slowly joins the rest of the ponytail. We can maybe try, oh, this one's a bit too straight, I don't like this one. Let's select, let's get the curve selection, full of constant text at all as well. I don't like how it goes down like this, like too straight, so I want to have a bit more of a flow to it. Okay, so let's select the new one. And let's try to join it into the one before. Not full on, but to kind of merge into each other. All right. This is a bit boring. Okay, this much to do for now. Let's do the other one. We do add. We add one here. And we come it into place as well. So we go as well a bit further out. Let's check the top here as well. I think actually we can come out further than this one as well. And maybe give it a quite a different flow to the other ones. Let's make it a bit longer. Let's have this one curl in there. Wanna kind of try to feel it's possible with gravity. Here right now it feels like it's leaning to the left more and more, which feels a bit awkward. So I wanna bring this out a bit more. Give it a bit more. Here we have again like a very straight line, which I don't like again. It seems to be this one hair. So let's select this one. Wrong button. And comp. It's not easy to have like a nice flow from all views. But the more we achieve that, the nicer it will be. Okay, and I said this one maybe we can bring out a bit further. Just to comp. Let's try to merge it to the other one. Let's do a snake hook. Not fully merged, no. They're gonna touch, but they're gonna assume the same direction. Okay, that's all good. You set everything. We add a new one. Let's do one straight at the center. And this already gives a fairly okay interpolation. It's a bit close to my liking here. So also we want to maybe like bring it a bit out. Then we want to get a bit of a different directionality because it's a bit too interpolated. So we want to bias it into a certain way. Make it a bit longer. Then you don't want to have them too even, all of them, like too similar. Just for the fact to already break up some shape, since we're gonna use them as our primary clump guides. And you know, I hate parallel lines. And so that's why right here we want to create not too many parallel lines. This one feels a bit odd to me. Let me just select this one. Let's go a bit out here. Like it there. Let's have it join the flow as well then down here. So we bring it like this. But let's have it curl up a bit earlier. Yep, okay. I'm gonna add some more, but this is gonna speed up since, yeah, it's basically the exact same process we did already here, especially for the banks. And I don't want to bore you all too much. So I'll see you in a few seconds. Alright, so I did a first set of these curves as well. Don't know yet how they're gonna be working, but we'll see once we have some hair on them. And before I wanna do this, I also wanna create a hairband, like to give it a bit of a better connection. And the hairband, I wanna try something interesting. I wanna create out of this growth mesh itself procedural and geometry nodes. So this is all, let's recall this here. Did I call this curve? Let's call it groom as well. And let's do the hairband. It doesn't really matter. Let's do it part of the main hair. Geometry nodes at main hair. So we have this here now. Then we can, let's just disable this quickly. We want to make sure the ponytail is actually parented then underneath the head as well, because when the head is moving, this ponytail growth mesh should move with it. So we're gonna grab this one and parent into the head. So now it's part of it. Actually, we can take the entire ponytail geo here, but leave the ponytail groom in the hair collection. Let's select our main hair. Bring in the ponytail growth mesh. And let's hide the original for now. Okay, so if we look at this one here, we don't see it because God knows where it is. I think we have to say it's a relative, and then we have it here. We just, where would it go, original? Nowhere. There it is. So, what I'm trying to do now is create an array of circles, of curves, which generate some more curves, which are gonna make hair out of it, and this is gonna be like a hair tie, which looks like hair itself. To do so, we wanna first delete all the faces or all the edges apart from the outer one, and this we can do by checking which of the edges has more or less than one face neighbor. Like this edge here has a neighbor here, a neighbor here. This edge here has a neighbor here, a neighbor here. Where this edge, for example, has only one neighbor. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for these edges out here. Okay, so we do a edge neighbor, edge neighbors, and we say is compare. We say is equal to 1 because we want one face neighbor. Equal to, it's an integer as well, so this one, and equal to 1. If you look at this, and then this, can't really see too much. Oh, where did it go now? Sorry for that. My viewport is kind of like not doing what I wanted to do. Look at this. Main, yep. You know what also I want to do? Nope. Oh, what's going on today? Geometry nodes, select and zoom into this. So I always have this because I keep losing it. So this way I can always activate from here. Okay, so we say a delete geometry, and this one here, and we want to delete edges. Okay. This is now what we have, but we want the exact inverse. So we do a Boolean math, and we say to not. So everything which is not, does not specify this, how to say, comparison, gets deleted. So now we have only outer edge. That's exactly what we want. Let's just bring back the main hair for now, because we want to see it as a guide. Okay. So let's say we want to come to here. Pretty much. Just gonna disable it quickly. By the way, with Control A, you can mute links, which is quite cool. Like this function. So we got these ones now. Then we want to make this a curve. So we do mesh to curve, and we should straight see it is a hair. But now I want to duplicate a few towards direction from where the disk originally goes, and so we want to capture first the normals of the disk, so we can push it down there. So we do a capture attribute, vector, and say normal, and point should be fine. So now we got this curve. We can say set position, and we can position it down to the normals. It goes up the normals, and the normal vector is normalized, so it means it always has a length of 1. So it goes exactly 1 unit up along the normals. So we wanna do a vector math and scale. So this way we can bring it up or down. Okay, wanna bring it rather down, so we can bring it a bit. But now we have only one, so we duplicate the elements first. Duplicate elements. We set it to spline, and we say like, I don't know, 5. So now all 5 of them are on the exact same spot, and that's why we want to have like another scale here. And we do by duplicate index. So each duplicate has its own index. It goes from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you scale it with this, and the normal vector is 1, say it's normalized, the first duplicate has a scale of 0, a position offset scale. The second duplicate, index 1, has a 1 times 1, an offset of 1, then 2 times 1, 2 times 3 times 4. At least we can separate them this way, and then at the end we can scale everything a bit down. Let's make it like that. And probably we're gonna have to make the entire ring a bit bigger at the beginning already. So let's put it here. It doesn't really matter where. Could, before you make it a curve or after, let's do it before. So we do a scale elements, and we scale the edges a little bit up, just to see what we're doing. This is now just scaling the edges up from its center. Okay. So now we actually have already some hair. Let's get rid of this annotation. It's just a matter now to fill it up more and mess it up a bit. So we do another duplicate elements right behind after this, and I think here we can crank it up quite a lot. Can't see it because again they're all laying on top of each other. Let's quickly bring in the same curve profile as we have on the main hair. And then now we wanna give it maybe a noise. Yeah, it's the set position. And we bring in a noise texture. Noise texture. And the same with noise textures. Always we have to subtract 0.5 in order to bring it to down to 0. Basically between 0.5 and plus 0.5. Subtract 0.5. Take the color from that. And we take this to the offset. They're still offsetting now exactly the same. But we have our duplicate index. With this one we can give each curve its own offset in a way. So to do so we take the position of each of those and we add the individual index per duplicated curve to it. So now we have this. Okay, that's quite a nice hair tie. Very strong, so bring down the detail as well. And again, with the scale node, we can bring it everything a bit down. But as you can see, we're getting hair. Who would have thought? And the nice part is, it's not a connected circle, so we still have like thinner ends. So maybe that's when the shape we want to bring it down to a 0.1 to kind of fake a little bit. Also, want to give it some clumping, and nice thing is the clump works on those as well. The clumping doesn't need a geometry where the hair is growing from. So we take our create index guide, guide index node, and we create our clump hair curves node. This is not the same procedure as before. We just grab a few of these hairs and use them as our guides. So we do spline. This should become like a no group because we're doing it so often. Random value, Boolean. Okay, this is now will be our guides. Let's make it 0.98. Let's see. Yeah, let's try with this one. These are our new guides now. And then we have our clumping as well. If you bring down the shape, you can see how they nicely clump up. We have a bit of a problem here, but it's really because this is basically the root of the hair, and the root doesn't go fully clumped up no matter the settings. If you go to, okay, this is actually quite nice. If you go 0, what's there? Okay, let's go to 0. They are now obviously super tight, but we can loosen them up again. And we do this with hair deformation, hair curves noise. We grab again a random value. This time we say to float, and we need also the curve ID. So we need to read curve info, the curve ID. So we get the random value per curve or not per point. Plug this into the factor and we increase this a bit. The shape also goes down to 0, so it's to start from the beginning. Maybe we need to go a different shape. It's the minus. Doesn't minus do. Yeah. I mean, for our little cheat, this is good. Can't see this down there. But I feel we need more hair, so where's our duplicate? It's here. Let's create a lot more. Okay. Let's make the noise a bit smaller. Right here now. The shape. This is too much noise, too high frequency noise. Is this noise already here? Let's reduce this noise. Also make it smaller frequency. Okay. Okay. So, and now what we can do, what we did in the other one as well, so we can maybe just grab it and copy that. Yep, let's grab this one. Where we separate some hairs out of it and we give a noise and then we join them back together. So we grab our hair and we separate a bunch out of it. We give it a noise and then we join them together. But we're gonna join it. Oh, this is strong noise. Let's reduce the distance. Probably need more. Scale along. High frequency. Do we need the trim? Yeah. Then reduce the distance again. A bit lower frequency. Okay, let's grab a bit more of those. It's too much, I guess. Yeah. Where's our hair curve profile? I lost it. Here we have it. So let's bring this to the end so we know where it is. Come with me. I think it's too much of these random hairs. Let's reduce this one. And I find the clumps a bit too small, so we might have to break them up more. Okay, this could work. Let's give it the same material as our main hair and we can have a look. Set material. And the main hair. Let's see. Let's make it so. Okay, I mean, we're not setting any guides and not modeling anything. I guess it does the trick. So if we enable the other hair again, let's bring this here. And this looks not very messy, but as you saw, we didn't do a lot really. The trees that just build up really, really quickly. So let's give this a frame and call the frame bands. Where's the node? Property, label size. Then this here is our main hair, I believe, was it? See, we're only losing overview. So yeah, this is our main hair, so let's give this also a frame. Let's J. Oh, my computer's really slow today. I don't know what's going on. Main hair. And this is our, yep, these are our bangs. Have to rename bangs. Okay, so, and we join them all together. So we bring this one here as well. Join geometry node. I knew it's not gonna work. Bring this one here. And we have a look at the output. Another viewer. Ah, I moved the viewer. Come here. Let's reduce it here. Okay, that's cool. I think this is working actually quite nice. Let's disable the wireframe. Yeah, sure, does the trick. So now to make also a mediocre first version of the ponytail, let's try to just duplicate this same setup as from the bangs and bring it over to our ponytail. So we have now at least an initial version of the entire hair system. Okay, we're missing one more thing later, which will be baby hairs growing around the edge line, which is too short to get entangled, so they still fly away. This will be our last hair system. I'm not sure if I want to make it part of the main hair or also make a new hair system, because as you know by now, maybe I really prefer to have everything usually in one setup and not multiple systems adding on top of another. But we will see later. Let's grab bangs and copy, and we go to our ponytail groom. We create new geometry nodes, bring it above the surface deform, and we call it what is going on today? Ponytail GN. Okay, let's hope the control V works. It does. So we don't need, did we copy the output? No, we didn't. We bring the output here. We can delete this input since we already got one. We got all this, we got all that. We don't need a density mask. We don't need part by texture. Value 20,000 might not be enough or too much. It's hard. We can't use the same value since it's per surface area. And this one would maybe give us, I don't know, 10,000. Let's see how much it would give us. View node, bring it out here, and enable the spreadsheet. Actually, we didn't specify the growth mesh outliner. We need the ponytail GM. Surface UV map. Didn't really specify in the ponytail. I want to check this now. Yeah, we did. Oh, I didn't take a bit. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so we do it again. So surface UV map, we just plug it in here and we say to groom UV. And we still don't have anything. This is because why? This one. We don't have anything like that. We have this now. Okay, doke. So evaluated, change to view node. We got 1,000 splines right now, which by far is not enough, with a value of 20,000, which we used for the main hair and for the bangs together. Since they grow all from the same head, they should have all the same value, but this one is not part of it. As I said in another video, a human head is between like 100 and 140,000 hairs, 110, 140,000. I think on her we have 130,000. So considering the bangs themselves, we have 6,000. So in the main hair we only have like 124,000. Let's see, 122. So on the ponytail it can't be more than 122. Actually even less, because we're deleting hair, we make stray hair, there is regrown hair. So I believe maybe ponytail should have something like around 70,000 to actually reach to become the ponytail, and not hair like this, which ends before or is part of the bangs, or then other hairs which are gonna be, as I said before, at the edge, which are gonna be like hanging there. So I think maybe like a maximum of 70,000 should be the bangs. But this is now a guessing game, so we don't know. This is now whatever looks good. Let's do it. Let's quick name this to ponytail. Ponytail. Okay, back to this one. Let's remove the... We have our preview thickness, and we went a bit 10 times thicker, I believe. This is our render thickness. Also, the shape of 0.5 is, in my opinion, wrong, because it goes linear. So if this is the hair, 0.5 means it's this thick at the beginning and 0 at the end, but it goes linear. So already halfway through the hair, it's half as thick as at the root, which is rather unlikely. So we would rather go fairly straight up, and then to the end it tapers off. So in order to do that, we have to minimize the shape, and I usually go with around 0.2, so it doesn't thin out this quickly. Maybe even 0.1, but it might make it too fibery. Let's do 0.15, and let's do it quickly for the other ones as well before I forget. Actually, we could give it all together here, so we don't have to maintain each of those. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of that. So now all our hair has the same thickness, but I made a mistake because we can't do this. The main hair and the ponytail is a massive cheat. We're separating it. But right now we're telling the main hair to still become thinner from the root to the tip, which in this case doesn't make sense because it doesn't really end the hair, it continues a ponytail, theoretically. So the hair shouldn't get thinner to the tips. What should get thinner are the flyaways. So I need to undo this, sorry for that. So I drag it out, if it lets me. Okay, this is now killing the machine. Let me disable quickly the modifier. There we go. Okay, so this are our bangs, and these we want to have a 0.15 as well, and they get thinner to the end. Okay, then this is the main hair. Let's unpan from here. So this we want to have also the 1.5, but we don't want to get thinner. So the minimum factor is still 1. So basically this 1.5 is now being ignored because it just the thinnest it can get is the same amount as the widest it is. So, but our flyaway, we said we want to have it to get thinner. So there we put again the 0 at the minimum. And we have the hairband, which I don't think we need. Yeah, we need. Unparent and put it in here. But here as well, I believe we don't need to have it get thinner, so we also do it to 1. Okay, so now it should all be safe again. Turn on the modifier. One thing in geometry nodes, in the viewport, it doesn't display different thickness. It only shows you one set width. I don't know which one it picks really. But for example, we have the flyaway to set to get thinner quite quickly, which we can't see in the viewport, but it will be once we enable render or render viewport as well. Okay, this now done. Let's go back to our ponytail. And what do we have here? So here we have it's the spreadsheet. We got 1,000 hair strands, I believe. Yeah. We said we want to have like a maximum of 70,000. So let's go 80,000 is not enough by far. No, by far not. 2 million. Hope I don't. This is too much. Yeah, 1 million is. Let's try 1.2 million. There's about 70,000, and this might actually be too much. Let's see. Once we do this, so we got this one here, which is basically clumping around our manually placed guide curves. Let's just go all the way down. We don't need the blend hair curves. Since we have no parting going on from the bands. So we don't need this one either. So we delete this one. We bring this over. What do we have here? Okay. Still want the blend hair curves, but not the... Didn't need the parting, so okay, let's just bring back in blend hair curves, deformation blend hair curves, and we did it with random selection, if I remember right. Random value, this is a boolean, and we set this one. Is this now set to the hair ID? Otherwise, it reads by point. Read and curve info, curve ID. Okay, so we have too many blending. Let's go down. 0.1. Oh. Nothing is working here today. 0.03. Okay, so we're losing a bit too much of the tips, but again, this is now just our quick copy of the bangs. I wasn't really expecting this to be working too nice already. But let's do a quick fix up because I find it a bit too ugly. Okay, here we have way too many. 0.9, oops, the other way around, 0.998, maybe even less, 0.999. Let's check what this does. This really works better. Okay. We have too many blends. 0.01. And there are two. I think now we have to view. That's 0.998. Okay, doc. So we gonna break this up. Anyways, like the same, we will be breaking up these more. This is now everything really like the initial state. We have our trim hair curves as well here. If it lets me connect. Okay. There I think we can trim down a bit more. Like say it's 4 meters. Is doing anything? This is the wrong one actually, that's why. 3 meters. This is for the flyaway hair. We also want to trim the main hair. Let's do this now since we're here. Let's just edit before we set the profile. And we give this let's try a 1 and preview it. Oh, 1 is too much. This is really as well wrong. Maybe 1 is not too much, maybe it's actually fine. 0.5. This looks very nicer. Okay. So now where is my blend hair curves? It's nothing anymore. Let's see. Our shape here is wrong as well. We want to do 0.15. So they don't thin out too quickly. And material wise, does it actually take, if I put it from here? I don't always understand if I can put a material here, but I believe I can. It does need to be set here as set material. We had to do it here because it's not really like as an attached hair system to a geometry, but we cheated. We took a geometry and converted to curves and made a hair. This one should receive this material, which is actually set in a material editor, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I'm not. Okay. We still didn't make too much progress today. I'm very sorry. Next time, yeah, let's definitely start to clean up the groom. We need still more guide curves. This one, the main hair, definitely needs a lot of cleanup to do. It's I don't like it at all right now. The bangs, I think they're getting somewhere. They are just too clean, like the super smooth edges. They need a bit more breakup. And overall, you can really see in the still badly refined render, like how we got like a super defined clumps going on, which we need to fix up. But at least we had some fun today, like creating this procedural hairband. Again, yeah, sorry we didn't achieve more. And I really try maybe to do another one tomorrow. I don't know if I will have time, but a week is always like such a long time. I'll have a look. Otherwise, I guess see you next week. Bye bye.